Welcome to Twist Talks, where we talk about the Japanese game Twisted Wonderland.
We discuss theories, headcanons, and other random nonsense about the game and its characters.
For the sake of spoilers within our podcast topics, we will only be discussing the international release over the Japanese release.
Hi, I'm Talissa, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Kaden, and my pronouns are I don't give a fuck.
Hi, I'm Wonder, and I use any pronouns.
Trigger warning. Due to the contents of this event, there is conversation about foods, the hosts having eating disorders and issues with foods, bugs, and slight mention of gore.
If these topics make you uncomfortable, please skip ahead and go ahead to the next episode.
Also, as we are still learning how to record over the phone, as we have had to do, there are some technical difficulties in this episode. We ask that you please be patient with us. All right. Who wants to start? How are we? So we should start by saying what we're talking about. We always forget to do this.
True.
So currently, today, as we're recording this, is the last day of the Firelit Sky Scalding Sands event. So that is what our first episode of Twist Talks is going to be about.
Definitely our first.
Yeah, this is definitely the very first one we have recorded. Absolutely. This is not our third try. What?
Yay!
It's obviously going to be posted a few days after the event because we are recording this on the last day of the event, but hopefully it will still be relevant by the time it goes up. So y'all better send me your recordings fast this time. Gotcha?
I can do that.
Good. All right. Who wants to start? I did not take notes, so this is all on you two.
I didn't take notes.
Talissa. Hey, it's all on Talissa then.
Why would I take notes?
Okay, for the record, I made these notes at like 1 a.m. because I knew I would forget the event. And they're literally just all the stuff I found funny. So the first bullet point is just, Trey, don't fall in. Grim immediately falls in the canal.
Oh, you didn't even start at the beginning of the thing.
No, I didn't. Well, I was like, I just need enough to refresh my memory. And it's just Grim pretending he knows all. And then...
Do we want to just go through the event chronologically, or do we want to jump around as ideas occur to us?
I feel like we should do a little bit chronologically. Just...
Oh, fine. I'll try.
Okay, so they are getting ready to leave, and Grim and you come along, and they're like, "Take us with you."
Well, Grim is like, "Take us with you."
Yeah, you is just like, "Yeah, sure, a free trip." And
us being, tourists in this world, pretty much.
Yeah. And then Callum is like, "Let's go get my bestie friends." And then he's like, "Oh, best friends, bring your friends." And Jamila's just having a panic attack the entire time. And he's like, "Ah, why?" So that's pretty much the first chapter, or the first book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then as soon as they get there, Grim falls in the canal. So that's where Talissa was at. Oh, she's gone.
Oh, she left.
She's
dang.
Gone. Wow.
No, our note taker.
Our note taker.
So Grim falling in the canal.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious. I died laughing both times because I played through this event the first time it was in the English release, and then so like last December, and then also obviously just now, I will admit I did not play through it the second time. I just watched a playthrough of it on double speed this afternoon because we decided last minute that we were recording today and this was going to be our topic. So
oopsies. I mean, to be fair, I didn't even finish it technically, so
Yeah, we just kind of summed up the last book and a half.
But yeah, no, just Trey being like, "Oh, careful, you're gonna fall in," and then Grimm just falls in, and he almost gets run over by a boat. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. It's so fun. I
Really
don't remember what happens after that.
Okay, then after that, they're like, "Oh, it's so goddamn hot," and they're like, "Oh, okay, it's fine. We got a car."
That was one thing that bugged me. It's like, oh, she's back.
Oh yay, she's back.
Ooh, okay. So I figured out why it kept glitching. Because I was doing what I did last time and doing the call on my iPad. But since I'm sitting in the car, the house Wi-Fi doesn't exactly reach our driveway.
Oh.
Okay.
So thankfully the iPad has a voice recording memo thing, so that's what I have that started on, and I'm on my phone now for the call. Why am I holding the phone? I have earbuds. Okay, so...
Do we want to resync then?
We can.
We should probably resync. Are we just going to continue conversation where it left off, or...
I mean, we kind of... I don't know where you fully left.
You explaining that Kalim just invited all their friends and you were glitching, like, in and out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we
can okay,
resync.
before we do anything else, we should resync, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Woo.
Woo.
Woo. Okay. Cool. Okay. Oh yeah. So I was in the middle of something. One thing that did bug me specifically about the very beginning was that everybody from Twisted Wonderland knows the climate of the Scalding Sands, and yet they all still decided to go in their long pants and long sleeve uniforms. Yes, I know it's their uniforms. I'm sure Crowley would have given them a pass for the day, considering they are going to literally a desert city.
I mean, we could always just say they only have their... We could always just assume that they only have their school uniforms and dorm uniforms and club outfits.
But they don't.
No, but they don't.
Have their club uniforms are all the pop music club's club uniforms are pretty much all t-shirts or have t-shirts included. The sports clubs have tank tops and shorts.
True, they could have just worn their sports they could have worn their PE uniforms. They have no excuses.
Yeah, they could have.
Yes, yeah.
But they're just dumb.
And anyway, yeah, well that. But, and also they can literally summon clothes with magic. Like, it happens several times in the game.
It's very canon that their clothes just change with magic.
Yeah. So that was something that kind of bugged me, up until they changed, was that, you're going to a desert. Why are you dressing like it's winter?
And if anything, they're just like, oh, I'm melting. Take your coat off.
Yes, at least your coat and roll up your sleeves. You can't do that. You're not at school.
No one's gonna throw a fit if you take off the freaking jacket. I would have left that so quickly.
But then they would have had to make new sprites.
True, just lazy. I was gonna say, because that's also another thing where it's because Jamil and Klim also wearing their dorm uniforms. Because they wear more layers because it's colder at school. So then they're also going back to that warmer temperature and they still have those warm layers on. So they should also be really warm. I get they grew up there. It's different, but
Yeah. And Kaleem especially, he's wearing a sweater. I know everyone else is wearing black blazers, but arguably since their school uniform quality, they could be very thin. Kaleem is wearing a very thick sweater.
Yeah, he has a wool cardigan on or something. He must be burning up in that thing. He's
expecting to get in that car fast. He doesn't think.
Honestly.
There's no thoughts behind his eyes in the best way possible. He just doesn't think.
I just remember him being like, oh, it's only a short walk to my house. You can see it from here. And then they're like, how far is it? Oh, 3 hours.
All the way
3 or 4 hours, yeah.
Probably 9 miles or something.
Yeah. I'd be like, no. We can see it from here, yeah, but it's not close.
Yeah.
Everyone just comparing the house to vegetables.
That was funny. They were all so like, funny. Oh yeah, I think it looks like an onion, a pumpkin, or I don't even remember all of them.
Trey said he thought it looked like a turnip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how Malice just joined them.
Honestly. Cater is
Malice is just trying to make friends this whole time, and I love him.
I know.
He's literally like a 3-year-old, and he's just vibing.
This episode is just a Malice appreciation.
Yes.
He was so funny. Especially, he got there 3 hours before they left.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you guys hear that?
I did hear that.
Okay.
I did
Dad.
not. Oh.
Yeah, I'm recording. Cookie ate the wall.
Oh no!
For reference, for anyone who's wondering, my crazy dog ate my wall.
As you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
I keep kicking the drawer on my desk, so I really should put my legs down, but I don't want to because it's not comfortable.
No.
I love how they get so they get in the car and then they're talking about how fancy the car is, and then I don't remember who, but they just point out that Malice is just like staring or like looks sick apparently, and then they're all like freaking out, especially you, but they're not like asking him, and then you is like, hey dude, you cool? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm not sick.
Yeah, all of them are really
yeah, you know, this is just my first time ever in years being in a car.
And then they have a new kind of
Should I censor that out?
That's a spoiler.
Should I censor out his age? Yeah, I will censor out his age. Also, it's just rude, so.
No one needs to know how old he is.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, he is just a child.
Just
he is.
For all my random number years on Earth.
Yeah. I will just bleep out what I said, so.
Yeah, so, yeah, and he's just like, oh, it's my first time in a car, and they're all like, what? Like,
them honestly just freaking out about taking Malice anywhere because they're like, this could be so many political problems, and then they just find out he's never been in a car, and they're just like, what? You've never been in a car? And they're just like, we don't have Lemon Briar Valley, they're just not a thing.
Yeah, their little fays, they do their little walking through the woods and flying around the trees. Honestly, I feel like they would have cars for diplomatic adventures, wouldn't they?
They'll probably use carriages.
True. I was gonna
like
I feel like they did say they have carriages.
Yeah, probably.
I don't remember.
I mean,
well, he got to school in a carriage.
True. Well, do we really know that? For all we know, he just. I'm here to.
Because it's kind of explained that everyone gets taken by the carriage. So we can assume that he was also taken by a carriage. I mean, we know Callum wasn't because he joined in 2 months after school started by paying his way in, which honestly, that's kind of silly, but
okay,
sorry,
but
spoiler.
Not his family, just straight up paying to get the entire Scarabia dorms remodeled to look more like their house before their son comes to school.
I love that, honestly. There's it's such a good family dynamic that they have. Like, from reading this, you can tell that he really has a loving family, even if they are a bit crazy.
Yeah. Okay, but like, I really want to know what the Scarabia dorms looked like before the remodel. Like, did they just make it fancier, or are like people coming from their like second year to their third year and just being like, what the heck happened to my dorm?
Well, it happened in the middle of the school year. Well,
because Trey mentioned, yeah.
And the Scarabia was already, themed around Jafar, so it has to have had some elements.
It was probably more black
that
and
aesthetic,
black and red,
probably.
And because it's kind of whiter, so definitely looks more like the palace. But okay, moving on.
I find it really interesting that in this story they very much focus on Aladdin and Jasmine, and then just casually throw in like, oh yeah, and then the great sorcerer of the sands, as if he wasn't trying to destroy them or something. Like, they just
that is kind
them,
of
like,
something that's a theme.
Stories.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That is kind of something that's like throughout the game. The villains and the heroes have separate stories. Like through time, over time, their stories have become separated.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, like in the canon of this world, whatever legends they have, they probably are the same thing that they're talking about, but because they were retold so many times, I assume, they got split.
Yeah.
And so Jafar became the sorcerer of the sands that is, a hero and a god type figure, because the Great Seven are basically their gods. But Jasmine and Aladdin are also legendary figures, completely separate.
Yeah, they're more of a cute love story. And then, of course,
more of
there's the godly character.
I just find it interesting to see the character based on Jafar just be like, oh yeah, the legend about these two people and their love, and that's why we do this whole celebration. And I'm just like, okay.
Oh, how lovely. The dog and the cat have come to visit me.
Aw, give them kisses
animals.
For me. I cannot give them kisses. Give me a second. I'm moving around. Get your kisses.
What cat is it?
Okay. Well, one got kissed and the other one's getting picked up.
What cat is it?
Jackie.
Oh, little baby.
He's purring really loud. I'm not sure if you can hear it.
I can't. Sad. Okay, random. I don't know if you guys talked about the very beginning, but just Jamil just being like, okay, I think I managed to get all of mine and Kalim's stuff into this one suitcase. And then Kalim just coming down the hallway with 8 suitcases, being like, I haven't packed enough. That's such a relatable thing as someone who travels a lot. Like, whenever mom travels with my family, she always tells them, she's like, you get one bag, and that has to fit any souvenirs you buy on this trip. One bag, and then my grandma will try to be like, oh, well, I have 3 bags packed, and she's like, no, you get one.
But more. You need one bag for clothes, and then you need one bag for souvenirs.
Grandma's tried doing that.
Yeah, when we travel... Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't even know who was talking first.
Oh, that was... I don't know. I think we started talking at the same time.
All 3 of us talking, and then you're just like, oh, continue on, and we're just all silent because we don't know who it's supposed to be talking.
Anyway, I will continue then.
Perfect.
When my family travels, we do, our one check bag for all our clothes, and then our one carry-on with, some stuff to do on the plane, and, then that also becomes our souvenir bag. Because when, traveling for my family is, going on a plane.
Oh, no,
anything else, that's, yeah.
Traveling
anything
with my family is...
just, a weekend visit.
we do driving. Yeah, I've heard your travel stories. I don't want to do that.
It just depends on who's driving, honestly.
Fair.
But it's usually driving. My dad doesn't like planes.
We normally drive a lot. Well, we've done the 23-hour drive to Florida in a day or two. Kept having our mom yell at mom to pull over and stop because she had 2 children that were not her own in the car. I was like, it would be different if it was just me. You want to drive 23 hours straight? Go for it. But we got 2 kids that are not biologically yours.
Times so that people don't know.
You need to not
I'm
crash.
gonna cut out the time on that drive just so,
Yeah, fair.
location.
Yeah, I thought about it after I said that.
That doesn't narrow it down much, but it does narrow it down. So.
Okay.
Anyway, should we get back on topic?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
back on topic.
They get to Callum, like his front yard basically, and it's a giant fucking zoo, and
It's like their
Basically.
state park.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like
God.
Malice is like, ooh,
State
pretty
park.
water fountain. Let me go check. And Jamila's just like having a fit because like, oh no, he's gonna get wet.
And then
in
just
the process,
magic.
Get soaked.
Okay, but I also love Grim just being like, I'm gonna jump in the fountain, and Kalim immediately being like, that's such a great idea, I want to do that, and Jamila's just, no.
No,
Do not jump in the fountain.
Don't jump in the fountain.
I am both those people, honestly.
I guess it just depends on the day, but honestly, I'd probably not jump in the fountain.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd always be like, oh, I want to jump in the fountain, but, like, to me, actually jump in a fountain,
I'd crawl into
either
the fountain.
everyone's fair. Either everyone's going in the fountain with me, or I am dying of heat. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are 2 options.
Because of my, stuff, I don't like getting wet in clothes that could be considered normal clothes. If I'm wearing a swimsuit, absolutely, I'm jumping in the fountain.
Oh,
But
yeah,
if I'm
for
just
sure.
wearing, like, my school uniform, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I assume this
No
was
way.
like a full normal clothes situation like it is for them. If it is a swimsuit, I'm
Yeah.
already in the fountain. That's just how it is.
Yeah. I'd be down to, like, roll up my sleeves and stick my arms in the fountain, but I am not jumping in the fountain. I would want to. I would also know that I would get fairly uncomfortable afterwards, so.
Honestly, though. Okay, tangent, but that just reminds me of that scene in Despicable Me where the middle child, I feel bad, I don't remember her. It's like,
Margot?
no,
No,
that's the
Margot.
No, that's the
oldest.
little one. No,
It's
God, it's
like
been so
Edith-
long since I've
I think
seen that
it's
movie. Hang on.
It's Margot, Edith, and Agnes. So it's
Yeah, Edith. Okay.
Edith just like snorkeling in the fountain and taking all the coins, and Agnes is just like, "Isn't that stealing? Not if I wished for a lot of money."
Get that bag, girl.
I remember my little child mind just being like, "Is that really how it works?"
Yes.
No, that is stealing.
It's not.
Not if you wish for a lot of money.
No.
Okay, so moving on, we have to move on. Sorry. What's
Yeah.
next?
Getting
They get
dressed.
their fancy
Get
clothes. And find
Yeah.
out they have like 10 treasuries filled with gold and important
Yeah.
items and are just freaking rich.
Yeah. They kind of talk about it, but like it's not really that necessary to like talk about it now because like we know
Yeah.
he's rich.
Mm,
They
They're
live
rich
in-
literally
by a
lives in
lot.
a fucking palace. I would like to take a second to comment on the outfits for this event
They're
Yeah.
beautiful.
because this is when it's relevant. Yeah, I agree. They look really awesome. I don't like the coloring of Cater's.
Yeah, I know it sucks.
Yeah. I know the orange and red are like his assigned colors. They don't
it
go
sucks
with the
ass.
green.
They
yeah,
don't really
They don't go with the
teal.
green. They could be good. They can be good, on their own.
Mhm.
They don't go with the green.
Mhm.
I really like Mallory's
Trays
outfit,
and
though.
Malice's go really well with the green.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cater's does not. And it just
Yeah.
throws off the whole vibe. Also, I don't like the way he has his hair. I know it's, traditional clothing. I don't think it looks good on him.
No,
That's fair.
It
Also,
doesn't.
yeah. Detail, though, I don't really know what they are. I think they're like pouches or something. But they each had on their like belts just like a little square that was the carpet pattern. And I liked that little detail.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think it's a pouch or something, but I thought that was cool. I like it.
Yeah.
So, and then they kind of split off from Callum, and they go off to the market.
Yeah, because Callum has to go be responsible.
Yeah. And this is honestly, like, my favorite part. Like, just the first part of the market, it's just so hilarious. And
it is.
I mean, it's just a lot of food, and I love how every time they're just like, ooh, food, yummy, and then they're like, oh, I'm so full, and then they're like, ooh, food, yummy. And
I remember the first time I played this, I'm just, like, watching all the foods, and they're all, like, fruits and honey and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I would die on this trip. Like, I'm not a big fruit person. I don't like honey. Like, I think the only ones that I was like, oh, I think I'd like that was the, like, shawarma stand, and I think they said they had, like, salted nuts and the tower bread or something. I was like, I can get behind those and the ice cream, but all the, like, oh, let's try.
See, I'm
also, as someone who has had coconut from the, like, has had a coconut sliced open, it's not good. I was not a fan of that. So for Colin to be drinking that by the truckloads, like, you do you.
It's so icky. It's got such a nasty texture.
Also, like, I don't know if the coconuts they had were different, because they were saying, like, describing the inside texture as, like, a hard yogurt or something. When we had it, the inside texture, it was slime. That's what it was.
Oh,
only one person in my group was willing to eat it. And, yeah.
Gross. Don't. Oh, now you put that image in my head.
Oh. I'm sorry.
That's a thing for me. Oh.
I'm sorry. I could have, that was the nicest word I could think of to describe it.
Yeah. Okay. I just need a second. Sorry. But no, like, they're just like, oh, like, all the dates or all of these things. I'm like, I'd try them. They're being offered to me. I'd try them. But everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm gonna bring a bunch of these home. And I'd just be like,
Yeah. Thanks for letting me try
culture.
This.
Half that stuff I wouldn't even try. I would try the fruit. Maybe the ice cream. That's probably it. I would try the coconut water before you guys told me how bad it was. So, not anymore.
Coconut water just has, like, a really thick texture. Like,
which is, like I just said, a thing for me. So, not anymore. Not trying it anymore. But
it's not the texture for me. It's just very sweet.
People with, like, sensory issues should not try coconut water or milk or coconut in general, because it's just got, like, a grainy texture.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Sorry.
That's fine.
A little information so you don't harm your sensory.
Yeah. And this is why we put that warning in, because I knew this was going to get brought up at some point.
Honestly. Okay.
So,
this one.
I love the part where they're getting dragon fruit, and Malice is like, "Oh my god, does it look like a dragon?
Yes.
Does it?" And then they're like, "No, it's just called that." And he's like, "But why?" And he just, like, throws a whole fit about it, and they're like, "Oh no!"
But then he likes how it tastes, and he's like, "Okay, this can be named after a dragon."
Yeah. I really like dragon fruit. It's really sweet.
I think the only time I've had dragon fruit is in my Starbucks.
Okay, so my family, there's this recipe that we had been wanting to try for a long, long time. And so we finally tried it last week when I went home. And so, like, they gave it to me to bring back, and it was dragon fruit rice.
Oh.
So rice cooked with dragon fruit. And, like, dragon fruit, like, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how my mom got it to be the pink color, because she tried for a while, and the whole reason we
Food
made it was
dye?
because it was supposed to be pink and it wasn't turning pink. And then I think she stole one of my sister's dragon fruit smoothie packs and poured that in the rice and it turned pink.
Just put some food
It's
dye
just
in there,
the
like
dye.
2 red drops.
Yeah, but also we wanted it to like be naturally pink from dragon fruit. So dragon fruit smoothie mix. And it turned out really good. So
That's good.
I don't know why, but that just, like, that kind of, I don't know, the thought of that makes me uncomfortable. Like, those things together is just not computing in my brain.
well, it wasn't just the dragon fruit and the rice. It was also like I think it was chicken and like green beans and corn all mixed together. But the main point of it was the pink rice.
I don't know if that is helping.
I've still got some leftovers if you want me to bring them next time we hang out.
Yeah, just
You know
all the
what?
way.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm going to. I have to return the container to my dad. But
The question is, do we think it'll still be good in like a week?
probably not. It was already not great when I reheated it the other day. So
Did you add a little water in with it?
I did not.
That's
do
your problem. You gotta add some water in to
Okay.
like steam
I will try it again tomorrow night, I guess.
Our little cooking info session.
If you're reheating rice, use a little bit of water.
Or honestly anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
Okay, back on topic.
One of the things that I found really interesting was when they were pointing out like, oh, this is like the Camel Bazaar and stuff like that, and Malice was just like, well, why is it named that? Like, why is this?
Where are the fucking
And
camels,
him-
bro? That was
And
pretty
him
much
just
what he
saying,
said.
okay,
Yeah.
but he's like, yes, we should have a market, the Roaring Drago Market, and I was like, not you naming
Or as we
the
prefer to
market
call
off
it,
of your
Gao Gao.
Tamagotchi. I was
His
like, I read
correct
that and I
name,
was like-
Gao Gao.
I read that and I was like, I really need to know if in the like Japanese translation he's like, I need the Gao Gao Market.
Gao Gao Market now,
hope so.
please.
Hang on. Let me see if
Guys,
My
I want to go to
translator
the
that
Gao
I
Gao
follow.
Market.
that would be so fun.
It would be great.
Be so good.
Yes, all of us love, what is it, Gao Gao Dragon
Gao
Kun
Gao.
or something like that?
Yeah.
We all have
We're all
Gao Gao
matching.
keychains that Talissa bought us. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we love Etsy.
Sponsored
You get
by
Gao Gao
Etsy. Not actually
keychains.
sponsored. I'm so
Not
we're not
sponsored.
sponsored.
Not sponsored.
We
Very
gotta
much
cut that
not
out now.
sponsored.
I was just
This
being
is our
funny.
first episode, dude.
Very much not sponsored. We
don't know.
are sponsored by Crackhead Thoughts.
We're sponsored by Crackhead Thoughts and a lot of caffeine because I have no sleep.
You are at least for me, I can't speak for Wonder, but you are probably the only one sponsored by caffeine. I am not a caffeine person.
Oh no, I
am
started drinking coffee when I got to college. So
I took some caffeine pills today, because I didn't have a Monster. Yeah.
I've just been taking like 20-minute naps every day before work because my body has just been drained.
That is literally what I do. I get home from work, I take a nap, and then I wake up and I go back to work.
Okay, no, the difference between us is me is like sleep 8 hours, go do
Oh.
something, be up for like 2 hours, and then I'm like, I need a 20-minute nap.
Yeah, no, I haven't had 8 hours of sleep in a while, but that's just
Yeah.
me.
Nah,
me too.
Mom's just letting me take all the naps because we're just assuming my body just needs to like stop
Adjust.
being drained after we'll just say I've been sick for like 2 months.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I just get to
we
take all
should
the
move
naps.
on with the story because we do not have time.
Yeah. I will
Okay.
say I did go check the translator that I follow. Gao Gao Dragon Kun Market is in the Japanese,
Oh,
the original version.
Yes.
I love that so much. Okay,
That is adorable.
the next bullet
so
point on my list
Huh?
is just Buff Mally. That's what my next bullet point is because
Oh,
him just
yeah.
crushing the coconuts
I
in a
love how
post
they,
Yeah.
that
Yes.
explains like
they just start using
how
him
much-
as like a nutcracker.
Uh-huh.
Jamil just like flipping over it, and his sister, I always say his name, what is it? What is it? Najma or something? Najma?
That's how I say
Her
it.
just being like, oh, can you open mine? This is cool. Her just
You
having
can't
no...
use him as a nutcracker.
Her
Too
just
bad
having
we did.
like no... She's just treating Mally like everyone else,
Yeah.
and just does not care about who he is, if she's even aware, because honestly, I can't tell.
I think
Because Jamil's just like,
they
"You're
talk
just-
about
how
it.
dare you act this way?" And she's just like, "You want to try this?"
Yeah, they talk about it for like half a second because they introduce her to everyone, and she's just like, "Oh,
Mhm.
cool," but I don't think she
Yeah.
really like cares. And honestly,
Yeah,
I don't
they
think she
kind of
cares, no.
Rushed
Maybe-
over that. Because they also... Do they tell her that we are not from Twisted Wonderland? That, like, we
No.
are not
No.
of this realm?
no, I think
No,
I think Grimm
We are
introduces
given no
us as a
thing.
henchhuman.
yeah, that's
Probably.
it.
Yeah, he never introduced us as anything else, but
Yeah.
My henchhuman.
henchhuman.
I hate him.
One of the chapters was literally just like Grimm using us as a pet, and them addressing it, being like, "Oh, you're just using you as a pet," and he's like, "Yeah, what
Mhm.
about it?
Yeah.
He's like, what else am I supposed to do?
They're my henchmen."
Yeah.
I know, right?
And they just
Okay,
humor
the
him.
next thing that happens in the story is them looking at the, like, all the ceramics and pots and everything,
Oh, yeah, that.
and saying how it's, like, bad luck to fall in one, so of course, Grimm immediately falls in one.
Of course.
And we just leave him there. We all just
We
continue
do.
conversation until Trey takes pity on him.
Yeah.
I would have left him there. I genuinely would
I
have been
know
like,
you would
oh,
have.
what are you talking about? Grimm's not there. Let's keep going.
Yeah, he never came on this trip, bro.
Yeah.
You're
We
being
can
a
have
Delulu.
a whole episode that's just our opinion on Grimm. That can be episode 4 or something, how we feel about Grimm.
Fuck him.
He's okay. He could be better, but he's literally just a cat. Also, so it's either right after that or it's before it, but he stands behind Malice.
Oh,
Yes!
And he's just using him as like shade, and Malice is like, "Bro, what are you doing behind me?" And he was like, "It's kind of hot out."
And him just teleporting me, he's just like, "Sure, you can stand in my shadow. If you can find it," and then just teleports back and forth.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Oh, I didn't know he had a childish streak."
I love chaotic Malice. I feel like that's not a side of him that the fandom addresses nearly as much as we should, because it is so amazing.
Yeah, because like he's either a child, he's just a child. He's either being like pissy about something or he's being chaotic, and it's just adorable.
And also, when he throws little tantrums, the weather outside goes thunder.
Yeah, that was the first part where they were like getting to leave, and they were like, "Oh, who was Lilia inviting?" And then it's Malice, and then they're all like, "Oh my god, it's Malice." And then he's like, "Wait, did you not want me to come?" And then it just starts thundering outside. That was
I
adorable.
felt so bad for him.
It's so...
He's like, "I wanted to be here."
I felt
Yes.
so bad for him.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like, just take him on the trip!
Yeah. Like,
Poor baby.
yeah. I feel like, though, it would be a bit hard. Like, they should have asked if, like, Silver or Sebek could come with.
Yeah.
Like, I get they didn't really have time, but they really should have just been like, let me go get Silver real quick. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like
I totally understand where Jamil's coming from. Like,
yeah.
you are prince, you are royalty, you have never been on a trip alone, you don't have handlers with you. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
Could have been a bit nicer about it.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
there's
Crowley could have just done more than just being like texting on phone or whatever he was doing.
Yeah. There's a reason, Lilia went to school with him and 2 of his bodyguards were sent to school
Mhm.
after him. They should have brought one of them. But I like the dynamic we got out of the event anyway, so
Yeah,
I'm
agree.
not
It would have
mad
been
about
different
it.
if we had it, if they had one of them come with, but like, logically speaking, they should have had someone come with, even if it meant they would have been like an hour late to leaving.
Yeah.
We have experienced technical difficulties, so apologies if these do not line up correctly with... We have
they're not
our
going
train
to.
of thought already.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so back into it. Mal cracking a coconut with his bare fucking hands.
Part of me wants to see if I could find that post that just explains like how much strength it needs to do that and how he could just easily kill us if he wanted to.
He could just crack our skulls open like a coconut. That's kind of hot.
I remember seeing a post where it was like, imagine Malice just going to like ruffle you's hair or something and just crack.
Oops, no more you.
Humans are so fragile.
Poor son of man.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay. So
Silence.
I looked it up with the comparison between how much pressure it takes to crack a coconut and how much pressure it takes to crack a human skull. It takes between 200 and 400 pounds to crack a coconut, and it could take as little as 16 pounds to crack a human skull.
Bro, he would just go to like pat your head
feel
and
about
you're
that.
gone.
I'm really just now thinking back to like all the Instagram videos I've seen of people just like falling and hitting their head and just wondering how it didn't just crack like an egg, because I have seen someone just take a coconut and chuck it on the ground and that split it right open.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, another trigger warning we should add to this, actually.
Oh. What?
Low-key talk about
gore.
Oh. Okay, I'll throw
Well, just
that
this
in the notes.
We'll just
That's a
record
little
brief
late.
note.
I mean, it's really small mention, but we should really, just in case. Because
Yeah.
I don't think
Warning,
people want
we
to hear
discuss
that.
cracking people's
Fair.
heads
Okay.
open.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. So, Mal is just gonna murder us. By accident.
By accident, of course. We know he doesn't mean to on purpose. We hope.
Sorry.
Well, with I know we don't want to talk about it, but with what's going on in the JP server.
I'm not paying attention to the JP server.
Not everyone is paying attention to the JP server.
I'm barely paying attention to the EN server.
Okay, do we want to move on then from that? Because I feel
Yeah.
like the topic.
Okay, so he's using him
next-
as a fucking shade. And
Next
then he's
is-
like, yeah.
We've already passed that.
We already-
Next is
we
already-
the
I know.
dates.
I was gonna say the next point on mine is just, I was a literal child in all caps, and then you still are by my reckon, like them just all making fun of little Jamil. Baby Jamil just having date trauma, date the fruit, because there was a bug on it, and he burned a fruit
And he burned
stand
down the whole place.
That
I think
a
it was
valid
implied that he burned
response.
the whole lane.
no,
I think it was just
the
the
canopy.
stall.
Just the
Okay.
overhang
Hang on,
on the
let me.
stall
I still
or
have
something.
this open. Let me.
I don't know. But honestly, that is a perfectly valid response, in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah.
We currently have a bunch of giant spiders outside our house, and I tell Mom I will kill them if she gives me a flamethrower. Otherwise, we send our little exchange student after them.
No, where'd it go?
That's fair.
My knitting needle. Yes, I am knitting while we're recording this.
I
That's
am
great.
normally crocheting, but right now I am holding a head.
Knitting a head.
Wait. Wait.
Does the head belong to someone, or are you just holding that styrofoam Todoroki head?
The styrofoam Todoroki head with the googly eyes. I am holding a head. Sorry, backstory. What's happening on my end? I'm holding a head because my friend and I are doing Marceline and the Ice King from Adventure Time, and they are currently working on the Marceline wig. And they can't hear this conversation, but I don't think I want to. Yeah, they also don't want to.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Special surprise guest in our first episode.
Surprise guest.
For a whole 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. But dates. Burning the stall down is absolutely reasonable. Reaction to a bug. Fun fact. Somehow I wound up being the bug killer of my family when my father's not home, simply because I'm the one with the my mother and my siblings' arachnophobia is so much worse than mine, but I do still have a little bit of arachnophobia, and so it's yeah. I agree
I used
with
to have
Gemma.
really bad arachnophobia until I had to go camping, and I kind of had to deal with spiders just being there.
I will leave the room. I will leave the room.
Yeah.
I used to have really bad, what are those dreams where you know you're in a dream but you can't do anything about it?
Lucid
Yeah,
dreams.
I'd have really bad lucid dreams about bugs, especially spiders.
Wait, I thought lucid dreams were when you realized you were in a dream and could control it.
Yeah, that's...
Well, no, I realized I was in a dream, but I couldn't do anything about it.
I think it's...
Like I tried.
I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a different kind of dream, but yeah.
Who knows? But yes, I like how this event just has... What did we say her name is? Najma? Is that how it is? I always forget how to say it.
Najma.
Her just being like, oh, you guys are my brother's friends? Well, I got stories for you.
Yeah, she almost pulled out the
love
baby
Najma.
pictures for real. She's like, if I carried my brother's pictures with me, I would definitely show you guys. Like, she acted like she didn't, he's never had friends before, which is, like, completely true, because he's lonely and he's friendless, and he deserves it.
Yes, Kaleem.
He does not.
Jamil, hey! Hashtag Kaden hates Jamil.
Is that episode
Listen
going to be
doesn't
number
stop
3,
with the Jamil
or do you
bashing.
want to save that one for later?
We can save it. Maybe I'll add
Okay.
a little bit more.
Okay.
Did you even... Never mind. Okay, moving on.
I did listen to it, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to listen to it again. So... Anyway.
Okay, the next point on my thing is the GPS.
Yes.
And I
Now
love
we can
that
talk about
so
it.
much.
Oh,
I
that would...
Oh
love
my
so
god,
much
them
the
having
scene.
GPS
Everyone's
trackers
panicking.
in the clothes.
Okay, I laughed so much the first time I read that. Like, he's just so calm the entire time. Everyone's panicking because Malice is missing, and he's like, no, it's fine. And then they're like, oh, he's with Kalim. Jamil didn't know Kalim was here. Okay. How did you find him? Oh, I have GPSs on all of you.
He must be so used to it with Kalim. Like,
Oh,
he's
of
got to be
course.
used to
Like,
it.
Okay, but that makes it so funny because I'll read fics where, like, Kalim gets lost or something and Jamil doesn't know where he is, and I'm like, come on, dude, just pull out your GPS tracker. We know you have it.
He's canonically got a GPS tracker on him at all times. This just
I know,
proves
right?
it. And the fact
It's
that
probably-
Malice came along, he probably was like, oh, if Malice is coming, we gotta put GPS trackers in everyone now. Like, especially without the... Because we talked about it, about he didn't have any of his soldiers with him, which is really fucking dumb and stupid. But, yeah, he was definitely like, well, if this dude gets lost, I'm dead. And
know, I
he
could
seems
see it
like
just
he
being-
likes to wander.
I could see it just being like, oh, I don't really care if these people wander off. They're not really my responsibility. Finds out Malice is coming. please sew 50 GPS trackers onto all of them.
Yeah.
She's on the lead.
It's just... And then them panicking when they find that out, and then just for Mouse 2 seconds later to just be like, what's a GPS?
Don't worry about it, little dragon.
You didn't know.
You'll be
just
safe.
Like, why did you panic if you didn't know what this was? And he's just like, seemed appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, now...
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
That was my
okay, so
favorite
now
scene.
they're crying about Lilia not being there.
And they're all going to get him souvenirs.
Yeah. And
somehow
then...
miraculously, it turns out everyone on this trip is friends with Lilia. Like,
which makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, because Cullen was the one that invited them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, Trey is also friends with Lilia, because they're in the same class. And I just noticed that.
Oh, true.
It took me this long. And obviously Malice. I think
that.
the only one of, like, the event group who doesn't have some sort of direct connection to Lilia is Jamil.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, hello!
Probably us. Aw, puppy.
Puppy special guest.
But Cullen and Cater just being like, oh, what instrument should we get him? It'll be great. We'll get him this and we can practice. Do we practice? Like them just yelling at dog. Them just saying how they're gonna get Lilia an instrument that's like, it's great, we can practice with this all the time and stuff, and them just pausing like, do we practice?
That was
in
one of
our
my favorite
band,
parts.
do we practice? Is that something we do? And then them just ditching the instrument idea for snacks.
I love that. Do they just like sit
It's
around
great.
and like listen to music?
Pretty
I'm
much,
100%
yeah.
convinced.
If you,
That's amazing.
they actually talk about it in Lilia's ceremonial robes vignette. I have no clue what they say in the club card because I really want the club card, but I haven't gotten it.
We have caters.
Yeah,
we could both
but,
look.
like, I don't want to. I don't want it if it's not Lilia.
How do you think I feel when I got that? Oh, I can't believe I got an SSR and it's him. That was so annoying. I got 2 SRs in that poll as well, so I thought I was done. That's so annoying.
Anyway, but yeah, they do basically just sit around and have snacks. Like, they only really actually practice if they have some sort of event coming up where it's like all the clubs are doing some sort of presentation, and even then they argue over who's who's the lead, what everybody else is doing, who's singing. And then the day before the event they were just like, we all want to do something different, so
they're so silly.
They are.
But yeah, I love how like Trey's like, oh, maybe I'll get him some spices so he can cook. Lilia likes to cook right now, and Mal's just like, I will kill you. Don't you dare.
He's just like, have you ever had Lilia's cooking?
And Trey's like, I don't think I have.
He's just like, if you give him seasoning to cook with, I will make sure you regret it. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious though, with Trey's signature spell being what it is, like, he could probably override Lilia's cooking, I would think.
He could. Well, no, because it's poisonous.
True. All he affects is the taste.
With my Trey headcanon, I think it wouldn't matter.
You have honestly, you've given me your Trey headcanon, and I don't understand any of it, so just...
I'm sorry,
wait for your episode.
What are we talking about?
I don't
my
know.
Trey headcanon that he's actually really bad and sassy.
He is, though. Everyone is. That's the whole point of the game.
Yes, but like he's supposed to be like just a normal guy, but I don't trust it.
You're not supposed to.
Good, because I don't. But it's not that I hate Trey, but I just don't like. I feel like he's putting on an act, like more than he needs to.
What
Like
was that
how-
quote? He seems like,
like how
someone who
Ace
played the
first
saxophone,
was.
and I don't trust that. That's its own episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll move on. Anyway,
Anyway.
so Mau Mau's just out there threatening Trey.
I think that was probably my favorite thing he did this event.
Anything involving Mal was just my favorite.
Yeah.
Because remembering that he's like a toddler is just hilarious.
So
Okay,
precious.
a little wig update. This looks beautiful.
Ooh, fun.
Oh, that's good.
I might have to get you guys to help me style my Brekkie wig, because it's just terrible. So.
I have never styled a wig. That's all, Kaden.
Run my fingers through it
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Nuts.
Anyway. Bally's and Lilia's shirts. The shirt.
Oh, that was
yes.
so adorable.
I really wanted to see Malice in the shirt.
Yeah.
They need to put Malice in the shirt at one point.
Hang on, I want to
Yes,
see
I
if
like just
somebody's
have-
drawn it.
They have, I know they have, but I just want them to like
I need it canon.
go to Diasomnia or something, and he's just chilling in it.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
think
they
he would
just tell
chill
him
in
to
it.
dress casual,
Yeah.
and that's what
Someone
he
would
shows
have
up
to
in.
ask him to wear it. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I own that."
Okay, no, I feel like it would be this. Like, you invite him to like hang out or something casual, and he's going to show up in like his school uniform, and Lily is like, no, you can't wear that. You got it. That's not casual. Wear this, and just hands him the shirt.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's how it would happen.
Ooh, it gave me a part. I love how Wonder's just gonna have to cut out some of my audio because I muted on the thing, but I didn't mute on my phone because I couldn't.
That's fine. That's why I
Okay.
said you'll need to get me your stuff ASAP so that I can do that sort of stuff, because it takes
Yeah.
a little bit, but...
I'll automatically
'Cause-
upload it to the drive, so don't worry.
Go eat your food, Num Nims.
Anyway,
Cookie's just being rabid.
love that. Anyway, I think we're pretty close to the end then, because I think the next thing that happens is we meet the pyrotechnic.
We missed Sebek's cookie. We missed Sebek's cookie.
Oh yeah! You can talk about that if you want. That's funny.
So they were saying, Mouth is like, what am I gonna get Sebek for a gift? Oh, I'm gonna get him some like tea or something, because they told him don't get coffee. He's already too hyper for that. Don't do that. So
I
they-
feel
He
like
got
Sebek-
coffee for silver.
Okay, little headcanon.
Yeah,
I feel
coffee
like
for
Sebek
some-
has ADHD, and if they gave him coffee, he'd finally calm down.
Fair.
He wouldn't be. I feel like he would like fall asleep, and everyone would be like, "Oh boy!" And then they just start giving him caffeine. Like, "Oh, here's a little treat," and it's like caffeine gum.
Oh,
I hope you're having a nice day. Here's a Starbucks. No, okay.
oh no!
Okay, but they were saying, they're like, don't get him coffee. He already has too much energy. Get him tea instead. And he's like, okay, I'll get him some tea. And I don't remember who it was that pointed it out, but they're just
I
like,
think it was Cater, maybe, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. But maybe it was Jamal. I don't know. But they're just like, maybe tell him to drink it right away, because I distinctly remember this PE class where you.
It was Jamal.
And
It was Jamal.
and he kept it in his little shirt pocket because he's like, oh, Malice gave this to me. It's so precious. I couldn't possibly eat it. I'm going to take such good care of this cookie. And then it was destroyed by the end of gym class, because obviously. And he just like sobbed. And Malice is literally just like, oh, should I not get him this then? Or like, just have him drink it right away, it's fine.
Yeah. I love the Dsomnia Fam's dynamic.
It is. I like.
Yes. Precious. Family, but also boyfriends. What?
That's another episode.
Nope, that's a different episode completely.
Sorry, I'm
Oh, they also have the
incest wincest moment.
Shush.
Okay, moving on.
They had the stretchy ice cream.
Yeah.
Mal is just going to get ice cream, and the vendor just messing with him, and Jamil panicking.
What did you say? Incest wincest?
Oh my god.
Don't worry about it. You have to listen later.
Don't worry about it. What is that,
Anyway.
like episode 4 or something?
No, it's episode 70.
What?
I don't know,
Who
70.
knows?
It's going to 70.
Our podcast? This?
I didn't think it would
Yes.
take that long to get to the
Okay.
ships.
Yeah, I feel like we... Really?
Just gonna avoid it.
Do you just not want to
Just
talk
turn
about Callie Jammy? Because that's in both of our top 5.
Oh no, that's not what I was gonna talk about. You guys were talking about Dsomnia,
Yeah.
and I said incest is wincest.
What? I don't
Did
get
you
it.
not
I don't
hear?
know, just
I heard it. I don't
nod
get it.
and move on.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Sky said, "Wait, what? Incest is wincest?"
Okay. Anyway. They got, what did they get for Riddle? They got some sort of treat.
They got him teacup and saucer.
Oh yeah, that. I have a shit memory.
That's fine. I'm surprised I remembered that, honestly.
Mhm. But that makes sense though. The teacup and saucer with Riddle. Hello?
Hello?
Are you
Hello.
talking
Sorry.
to us? Okay.
No, I'm talking to Sky. Sorry, they're trying to
Okay.
kiss the Todoroki thing. Because
As you do.
anyway,
Anyway,
just don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
teacup for Riddle
But-
makes perfect sense. The hourglasses for the brain cell duo. I don't know how I feel about the hourglasses for the brain cell duo.
It was something like one was for focus and one was to be on time or something. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
something like
one
that.
was
and
like,
Tom's just like, oh, I should get one. What should I get for myself? And Jamil's just like, the same freaking ones.
yeah. Oh. What other gifts were there? I don't think there were any others. I think that was it. Could be wrong.
Trey got Lilia tomato juice because
Oh,
he
yeah.
was told no on
Yep.
spices.
Yep. No, I don't.
And
I think he ended
then
up
I
getting
think-
something else, didn't he?
No, they were just like, I guess we'll just have to circle back to the Camel Bazaar because there's no tomato juice here.
Oh
And
yeah.
they said no on
Okay.
spices.
Yeah.
So they just made a comment about them circling back. And I think that's when they ran into the firework dude.
Oh yeah. So, do we want to move on to talking about that? then?
I feel like all of us were
Um.
really just like, I'm done with the story at this point. But essentially,
Yeah.
what is going on?
It's also late, so
I hope none of that got recorded.
I don't know.
I just
I-
heard.
You can just cut it if it did. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna speed through the rest of this because we're all tired and distracted, and at this point, we barely remember the event. So,
Yeah, it's been about a week. It's getting to the point.
Yeah, scheduling reasons, we had to pause in the middle of the episode. So,
We can
yeah.
talk. I don't remember this last bit, but I can talk about that twist tune. So,
Yeah, that's cool. I generally don't care about it. So, yeah.
okay.
No, I mean
Now
about the.
or-
For those wondering,
Do we want to
The
talk
last
about the
bit of the
pyrotechnic?
episode,
Because I did not care for that plotline.
I can just do a brief summary.
Okay.
Essentially, pyrotechnic dude shows up, and they're talking, and then he realizes his USB stick is missing, and of course, this USB stick has the entire program for the fireworks on it, because why would we use magic for that when technology exists? But it has been stolen, so now the show is ruined. They can't have the fireworks. And then they realize a bunch of other stuff is missing. Conveniently, none of our belongings, though. Just other people's.
Yeah.
Even though we are dressed head to toe in the finest jewelry, but okay. And then Jamil's just like, no problem, I got this. And they go chasing after the thief. I don't know how old it is. I assumed it was like a child. You guys assumed it was like a teen Aladdin situation, like an older person. Because they're using the monkey to help steal.
Monkey!
I don't know why. I just pictured like a 12-year-old. Yeah, the monkey. The real important person. But either way, they go, and Jamil's just like, give me this back. And they're like, you fool, I'm just gonna outrun you. And then we're just all blocking an exit. Because he had this all planned out. And then the kid just defeatedly gives everything back. Show saved. They're like, the cops show up, and he's like, oh, I'll return this USB stick. And they turn around and hand it to the pyrotechnic person. And he's like, oh, thank you. Do you want to give off the, like, signal for the big finale? Like, you've been so helpful. And he's just like, no, give it to Kalim. And Kalim's just like, no. He's like, no, you deserve this. And he's just like, don't make me do this. But he's excited for it. And he does good job.
So
and that's pretty much the story. Then there's a twist tune.
And then there's the twist tune, which first of all, it's pretty easy. And I kept playing it, and I kept getting one good, and it was throwing off my perfect score. And I played that 5 times before I could get it through.
Well, hey, at least you got one of the rewards.
Yeah. And and literally, the stupid, the dancing was nice, but it was way too choppy for me. Like, I kept getting distracted by it and unable to play the game, which is why I kept fucking up, because it was weird-ass dancing. It was like, it was giving, like, Bollywood.
Well, I mean,
I think that was the point.
But it's not Bollywood. They're Middle East, not Bollywood.
I feel like they're dancing.
So I was like,
similar.
why are
I
they
know
doing
nothing
this?
about other cultures. I barely know stuff about my own culture, so.
Yeah.
I was homeschooled.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And that was pretty much the event.
Yeah.
Woo! The event and us.
Do we want to get? Is there anything else we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about like our general thoughts on it, or?
I really liked this event. This was the first one I played, so I liked it. I thought it was entertaining.
This is the first one, not like she started now. Like you started back in December, January. Started playing, and so you played it for the first time, the first run through. That was your first event. I have been playing for a while. I've been playing for over a year now, so this is definitely not my first rodeo.
I've been playing for like 200 days.
I was gonna say, you started playing probably in like
January, February.
Because I
you were at least playing.
It was during the anniversary event.
So yes, that would have been like late January.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't think because Wonder and I had an event that we met up for a lot, and that's how they got me into it, and I think it was after that ended that I introduced Kaden to the game.
Yeah,
so that
would make sense. Because I know it was...
Because you were always playing it, and I was like, oh my god, Talissa, just talk to me instead of playing your goddamn game. And now it's all we talk about.
Yeah.
I was really you gave me the whole rundown of this game, and I just sat there listening to all the characters and stuff, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this, but I want to talk to this person.
And
we're
now
gonna be spending a lot of time together. Good to have a friend. And now we're making a podcast.
Yeah.
I am so excited to introduce my other friends to this game. I mean, obviously, Sky's kind of known about it because, like, I'll just, like, be like, oh, yeah, there's these people and these people. And, Sky is very much a woman lover, and I showed them a picture of Lilia, and they thought Lilia was a woman for a little bit.
Oh, now you gotta show them Ethel and Bill.
Oh, I did.
Why are you talking about me? I thought we were friends.
I'm talking about you nicely.
I just remember when we tried to get, I don't know if I should say her name. My foreign exchange trip from last year, we were trying to get her to play, and she had, like, a cheap old Walmart phone for her US phone, and it had, like, no space. It was the worst. And she got the game on it, and it loaded, and it got to the point where she could, like, pick her character, and she picked Leona because she thought he looked the best, but then the game, like, was glitching and wouldn't let her get any farther. Like, the loading screen, it just wouldn't load at all.
Rude.
And I was like, you picked Leona as your starting character. Now it's too lazy to load the game.
True.
Yeah.
I know for a fact it was just because her phone just couldn't run it because this game is huge. It's like 5 gigs or something. I don't even know. I could look it up right now.
I almost convinced my old roommate, Ash, to download the game.
Ash.
But then apparently it's not in England. So he couldn't download it. And I was like, really? I finally broke you down to get it, and you can't even get it.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know, right?
I have been begging my girlfriend to start playing the game ever since I started playing it over a year ago, and she still hasn't, like, done anything with it. So
I won by saying that it was supposed to be coming out as an anime soon, and that he would have more fun watching the anime if he played the game.
Yeah, I think she's waiting for the anime.
Circling back, I just looked at how much space stuff takes up on my phone, and it takes up 6.10 gigs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, jeez.
That's so much. It takes up so much space.
Now I need to see what the next biggest one is, because everything else is in MB. So it's in millibytes instead of... Okay, so far it's looking like Duolingo is the next 1.09 gigs.
Damn.
Freaking Duolingo. Our exchange student for Spanish class, their homework is literally just Duolingo. Not even joking. So far TikTok at 1.47.
Let me check, because I actually find this really funny. And I know it's a lot. Oh. Don't crimp my dog's fur. Okay. I have 30 gigabytes of photos. Photos.
Don't even know how much I have. But yeah, so far it's looking like Twisted Wonderland is like takes up 5 times more space than TikTok.
Wow.
So like, if you get this game, you are committed to this game.
Yeah, if you don't already play it, which I would be surprised
deleting...
somebody, I would be surprised if somebody opened the AO3 page or the YouTube page not playing the game, but yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, like, I think I've tried deleting it to see if that would, like, get rid of some space. Like, deleting it and reinstalling it to see if, like, all the, like, extra MB from special events would go away. It doesn't.
No.
Okay, so for me, but this could just be because I use it, like, every day. Twisted Wonderland is not that much bigger than TikTok for me. It's, like, 0.15 gigabytes bigger. But it is still my biggest app.
How much space does it take on yours?
Stop it.
Twisted Wonderland?
Stop it.
Yeah.
6.45 gigabytes.
Okay, so it's still like that.
Mine doesn't
huge
say.
amount of
That's
space.
so weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
mine
next one
doesn't
after
say.
this, Tumblr. My God.
Okay. Anyway, I feel like this
Anyway.
should be the
Tumblr
end.
forever.
Yeah.
After our
we've been
long
rambling.
tangent.
Anyway, thank you for
this whole
listening to
episode, why
our.
does this take so much
Wow,
space?
my voice. Somebody else do the outro because.
Thank you for listening to our first episode. Yeah, our first.
Woo.
Yep.
After some difficulties and some long tangents, we finally finished it. So hopefully you'll keep
We
listening.
promise future episodes. We promise future episodes won't be like this. We typically do get an entire episode recorded all at once. This just didn't work out.
Just like we said,
'Cause-
scheduling conflicts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
A lot of them.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for listening. If anyone actually listens to this.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.